you're shopping around for some new toiletry cases, maybe you're looking for something new, then stay tuned because in this video, I'm gonna do a full review of Cadence toiletry capsules. If you haven't heard about Cadence toiletry capsules yet, let me introduce you. They are these small twist-off toiletry capsules. They come in all sorts of very beautiful colors. They're also magnetic and customizable. I've been using them for a little over a year. They're really popular on Instagram. So if you scroll through the gram, then you've most likely seen them. All right, so let's get into it. Let's start off with the price. And I want to start with the price first because that is the most painful part of this review. The price. In my opinion, they're not cheap. So to buy them, you can buy them individually or you can buy them in bundles. You can buy a custom bundle of 6, of 24, and then there's also a few other different bundles on the website. So to buy them individually, they're $14. You can also buy a custom bundle of 6, which is $84. Currently on the website, at the time of filming this video, it is on sale for $76. You can also build another custom bundle of 12 and that costs $168. But at the time of filming this video, they are on sale for $145. They also have limited edition ones and those vary in price. Each capsule on its own weighs about 1.6 ounces and holds 5.6 fluid ounces. So given the size of it and I just think that's expensive. I'm just gonna put it out there and be honest. I think it's expensive, especially when you're comparing it to other toiletry bottles that are out there. But then again, on one hand, it is a little bit difficult to compare just because there isn't a lot out there like Cadence. I haven't seen anything that similar to Cadence. So now let's talk a little bit more about the materials and the design. These are made from recycled plastic that's been found in the ocean, so that's really great. Cadence do brand themselves as a sustainable brand, and that could also be something that is contributing to the high cost of the product. They have a honeycomb hexagon shape. They also have a top that twists off and very minimal branding, which I really appreciate. There is just a little C for Cadence on the side, and then there's also on the other side of that, there's the 0.56 fluid ounces. So this tells you how much you can put into the capsule. They have a really beautiful color selection. I am a sucker for pastels, so I really appreciate the color selection that they have. They've got charcoal, which I believe is their darker black color. They've got petal, which is a very beautiful pastel pink, lavender, which is a pastel purple, sand, which is their tan, terracotta, which is their sort of brownish kind of clay color. They have Pacific, which is a beautiful pastel blue, and Eucalyptus, which is a beautiful pastel green. They're a little under 2 inches in height. It's got a very smooth and sleek outside, which I really like. Something I find really cool about these capsules is the very top of the capsule, you've got a plate that you can customize and write whatever it is that you want to write. So face toner or face cleanser, exfoliator, and they're interchangeable. So let's say that you put face wash in the wrong capsule and you need to exchange it for shampoo or whatever, you can just take off the top and switch them. It's also a really cool funky color mix. I like that. So you can mix and match the tops to your taste if you choose to do that. You can buy the tiled tops separately, which is something they never used to do. So that's a little bit new. And there is a rubber seal around the very top, inside the top of the lid to avoid spillage and leakage. I have personally never had a problem with leakage or spillage. I have, however, had a problem with, there is a face scrub that I use. It's a loose exfoliator, so it's kind of hard to keep in anyway. And I have had an issue with that one getting around the base. It hasn't been a terrible issue. That's the extent of my issues with any sort of spillage or leakage. Another thing that I've noticed as far as like leakage or spillage, which again, I haven't really had an issue with, but I do find that sometimes if I'm pouring it out into my hand, which I don't normally do, I'm definitely that girl that's sticking her finger right down inside there and I have no shame. But if you are pouring it out into your hand, I think sometimes with more liquidy items, it does kind of fall over the edge and then it gets really dirty and gooey on the outside rim, and that's something I don't enjoy. However, I will say that even though that happens, it doesn't spill over or leak out. I've never had that problem. It can get a little messy once you open it on the outside rim, so I always have to kind of constantly be cleaning the outside. So my favorite thing about the design of the Cadence capsules is the inside. I love that the inside is nice and smooth because you can get all of the product out of here, and I love that. That is got to be my favorite thing about these capsules. Another thing that I absolutely love about the design of Cadence capsules is the fact that they are magnetic. I love that. It's great because I don't know about you, but sometimes when I have things, I tend to lose the caps or they fall on the ground or all sorts of whatever. And I love that when you are using Cadence, you can, if you're using a product that's inside, instead of, you know, putting the lid down, you can just take the lid and stick it right on to the side. You know, so you don't have to go crazy trying to figure out the lid situation. You don't have any more falling lids on the floor, losing lids. You can just stick it right on the side. Another thing I love is that if you're in a hotel or an Airbnb, you can easily, if there is a metal area in the shower or there's a metal shower caddy anywhere in the shower, you can just take them and attach them right on. I know it's not that important, but it's a little feature that I like. With the labels, you can either buy them pre-labeled, so they do have a few options there on the website. So if you're not really into writing out what it is, you can use a symbol. I've done that with a couple of mine. I have here, for example, a rainbow and some hearts. So I've got like a little sun here. For example, with the symbols, I usually use those. Those are the ones that are interchangeable for me, so I don't always put the same thing in those. Like I said, you can also buy the pre-labeled ones, face serum, cleanser. Another thing that you can do is just buy them blank. So if you're not really sure what you want to put in them, or maybe you're going to change your mind and mix and match them, you can also make your own label. So that's also an option. So now let's talk a little bit more about how I use them for travel and how I pack with them. So I use these primarily for domestic trips. Now that I'm saying that out loud, I realize that I haven't traveled internationally since the very end of 2019. So as of right now, I use them primarily on domestic trips, but I will say that they're really great for easy overnight trips, weekend trips, week-long trips, things like that. Because of their size and because they're not that big, I would say for me, probably anything under a month, I would use Cadence capsules. But I also mix and match. I don't use, as much as I love Cadence, I don't use them as my sole toiletry containers because I just can't. So essentially when I use Cadence for travel, I use them depending on the needs of my trip. Things that I do not use the Cadence capsules for are shampoo and conditioner. There's no way that these little capsules can hold all of the hair conditioner and the shampoo that I would need to do my hair. So for me, if I am gonna do my hair, but I use something like this. This is a full 3 ounces, and this is still honestly probably not enough conditioner for me, but I would prefer to bring something like this for hair conditioner over something like this, because this is not gonna work for me with all this. It's just not. As far as oils, because I do use a lot of body oils and I use a lot of hair oils and face serums and things like that, I don't use Cadence for those. I use different toiletry cases and containers for that. I tend to use them kind of for staple things like face wash and cleanser, facial moisturizer. I also use them for rings. They're pretty easy to pack. I know I've been using the eBags Lay 'em Flat toiletry case. I am loving this bag, and I will use one of the outside zips, and I will take all of my Cadence pods that I'm using and kind of magnetize to put them together like this in a whole row, and then I'll stick this into that zipped compartment. Also, when I'm using my smaller toiletry case for shorter trips, I will just kind of stick them together like this and stick them right at the bottom of the bag, and I've never had a problem. So let's talk about some pros and cons of using the Cadence capsules. So let's talk about the cons first. So the first one is, I think, the most glaringly obvious one, which is the price. I do know that they have increased their prices since I bought them. So when I bought my first set of Cadence pods or Cadence capsules, I believe I paid $65 for them, and that was tax and shipping and everything included. So that would take it down to about $10 a capsule, which I think is a little bit more doable than $14. So basically right now on the website, without the discount, it's $84 for a bundle of 6. They're running a sale, it looks like, and you can get them for $76, which would bring it down to about $12 and some change for one capsule. And I will say this, I wouldn't buy full price for them. Definitely wait. If you do want to try them and you think that they're worth a try, then I would say definitely get them when they're on sale and try to find a discount code. That's what I did. I don't know if that's right to say. I don't really care. I just have to be honest with you. There is free US shipping for $40 and over. Definitely, but I would say, you know, if it's your birthday or if it's a Christmas gift, get them on sale is what I'm saying. I think the second drawback or disadvantage to using the Cadence capsules, I've heard that people believe that they're a little bit bulkier than the traditional toiletry containers that you can get at Walmart or Target, Container Store. They're not bulky to me. They are a little bit heavier, I would say, but they're not bulky to me. And especially since I tend to keep them grouped together like this, I feel like if I'm not using these, then I'm most likely using these, and I find these to be bulkier than this. But I don't know. I have heard a lot of people saying that they find the Cadence pods to be a little bit bulkier, and I don't know when they say that if they mean that they're heavier. They're heavier for sure. I do feel like they're heavier for sure. And if you are someone that is concerned about weight limit, then, you know, you may want to think about how many of these you're taking, or if you even want to take them in the first place. Bulkiness is not an issue for me, but I do know that it's a concern for others. Another con that I've thought about is going through TSA and going through airport security. So I have never had an issue with the Cadence pods through security, but again, I also have TSA pre-check and have never had to take out my liquids. I don't see it being a problem in the US. However, it does make me wonder what going through security with the Cadence pod, the Cadence capsules in stricter cities like London or Sydney. London and Sydney are probably two of the strictest airport securities that I have been through. And I can see, especially with London, I can see it being a problem. But then again, you know, if you've ever been through London's airport, they are very, very strict with their security, and especially with liquids. And they even give you the plastic bag that you need to put your liquids in. And so I can imagine that if you have an entire chunk of Cadence pods and you're going through London Heathrow, sticking them in those small plastic bags that they give you might be a hassle. But then I really don't know. I don't know how to address this because I haven't taken them to London or Sydney. So I'm kind of thinking that if you put them in the plastic bag, it shouldn't be a concern. But if you have these and you have traveled to London or Sydney or any other airport that is very picky and known for being pretty strict with their liquids, please leave a comment and let me know what your experience was like. Another con is the size. They only hold about half an ounce. 0.56 fluid ounces, which isn't a lot. If you are someone that likes to use a lot of product and you like to lather it on thick, then these are probably not for you. I do think that that's kind of one drawback, but it could also be an advantage if you're used to doing kind of short haul trips, then they're perfect. I have heard people say that they are concerned about how sanitary it is because you are sticking your fingers in the product and you're opening it from the top. That's not a big deal to me, and maybe because I'm just one of those people that I like the containers where you're taking off the top and getting your product on your fingers. I like that. So for me, and also when I'm doing my morning or evening routine, my hands are clean. I'm washing them in the process. So I don't know. Do you think it's not sanitary? I don't know. Something about that is kind of weird for me. So let's talk about some pros of Cadence capsules. So for me, one of the pros is that it is TSA compliant. I am someone who likes to use carry-on only. I very rarely check a bag, and most of the time when I do, it's because I know I'm going to be bringing a lot of stuff back, or I'm traveling internationally and just want to be able to have that option. These are absolutely TSA compliant, so that is one pro. Another pro is that I love the design. I love it. I love the screw top. I love that you can just open the top. I love that you can put the top on the side. I love that it's magnetic. Love that it's rounded on the inside. I also love that they're durable. They are pretty durable. I have dropped these on the ground and they haven't, broken. I haven't had an issue with spillage. So for me, the design is great. Big fan of the design. I don't care. I like traveling in style and I like that they're cute. Okay, I don't care. I do like it. Upwards of $70 to $80 on a toiletry container, but I like it, and so I'm gonna live my life. The next thing I like about the Cadence capsules is that they're really easy to clean. I have cleaned a bunch of them and they're really easy to clean. I like to hand wash mine. I know that they are dishwasher safe for the top rack of the dishwasher, so they are dishwasher safe. Like I said before, another pro for me is they're really easy to pack. I Again, a huge fan of them being magnetic, and especially with these specific toiletry bags that I use, I like to stack them together, pop them inside. And the last pro is something I've been saying this whole video. They're really great for short trips. See you guys in the next one. Bye. They are magnetic. Oh no. No, I knew that was gonna happen. I was like, don't fail me, but you did. You failed me. I could be wrong. Maybe I need to do some research. I should probably stop talking. I was about to sit here and lie on Cadence. Are you for real? Oh, this is the one. This is the one. Oh wait, no. No, it's not. What is that called?